listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast.
P3 coming at you.
Rolling.
Go to week 1 of 2024. The world doesn't care what we have to say, but we do. And if you listen, you must a little bit. Or even if you don't care what we have to say, you listen for some reason. So we'll call that a win? Question mark? Maybe? Poop the Bard, Tiger Bomb Tom, Beef the Legend, Ransom the Dumb Safe, Dumb Face, Safe Face. Dumpster. Hey guys, it's the P3 and we have more talkies of more wrestling to do more on this show. We had a lot of rocktastic talk last show, but we would be chagrined if we didn't do some talking on this show in regards to the Dark One himself, the Luciferian fella in the mask, the guy. We had some big shakeups in one big shakeup? I don't know. In World's End. World's End happened. Tony Khan wore some sort of freaking fur hat because, hey man, we're on that much cocaine, you can just wear whatever hat you want to wear. I'm not speaking from experience here. Sometimes I wear a hat. But in any case, Beef, the devil was revealed, and
Sometimes
I don't know why I ever tend to argue with you when it comes to wrestling, because it just seems like you just know what you're doing, man.
Sometimes I can find things. All right. Yeah, okay. So let's fucking be about it. Adam Cole was revealed as the devil, to no one's shock nor awe. And then fucking Tommy Tough Nuts WWE stance then hit the internet and was like, "What a dumb reveal! Oh, that was so much suspense." You fucking think? Guess what? Sometimes, if something makes sense, it's okay. They've been building this for the last 6 months. More. And yeah, it sucks that Adam Cole got hurt and kind of derailed it and made it go a little bit longer than what it probably should have gone. Like, no one is saying that it didn't go too long. It absolutely did. It overstayed its welcome. It was a hot angle. But, like, people are like, "Oh, what a dumb reveal. I can't believe it. This is the dumbest thing ever. AEW is clearly going to close its doors this year." Boy.
Wow.
Shut your mouth. Because these are the same people that stood by whenever the name Hornswoggle McMahon was uttered to swerve the marks. And I didn't hear okay, yeah, there was definitely bitching, but like, you can't fucking say it and then, take it back 2 fucking years later. It's been longer 2 years. I get all of that. My point remains. Just because something is obvious doesn't mean it's a bad idea. It just means it's obvious. And AEW falls into being obvious more often than not. And that's okay. Because their stories are intriguing. Their matches are outstanding. Constantly the best on the planet. So, you know what? Like, WWE may have some great matches. Speaking of great matches, here's a fucking replay from Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels' Ultimate X back in TNA. But just because it's obvious doesn't mean it's bad. And if you think that that's the case, shut up and quit listening to my podcast. Get out. Go get a job and fuck off. the royal eye, man. The editorial.
Man,
You know, it's kind of ironic when you have like this, you know, this tribalism going on, and you have WWE stans complaining about, you know, shit being too obvious. Well, are they also pointing the finger at their own beloved product whenever, you know, fucking Roman wins yet again, or anything like that? Like, again, like Beef said, just because it's obvious doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Hey, how many Mario games have you played in your lifetime? And how many of them in the last 5 years have followed basically the same fucking formula? Like, it's doesn't mean they're bad. It's just, it is what it is. So, I'm happy. I'm happy that they didn't hold off any longer on the reveal, personally. Now, enlighten me a little bit, because I didn't watch it. So is Cole still actually currently injured, or is he all better now?
He's injured. He came out on crutches, or they're at least making it a work injury at this point.
Okay.
But you know, with all due respect, that happened pretty close towards the beginning of September, and we're in January, so like it's. And again, I am not a doctor, so I can't tell you how long broken bones take to heal, set, etc. But I can tell you that in a man whose shape is like Adam Cole, I would imagine if he's not healed by now, it's going to be very, very, very close.
Right.
So it seems like he's still in crutches. I'll put it to you that way.
Okay. That's kind of what I was getting at, just because, I mean, he like the other members, you know, of his group were revealed and everything like that. So there's at least, you know, he has the people now, quote unquote, officially, you know, backing him up and stuff like that. So he really can literally be the henchman, or be the you know, the boss, surrounded by his henchmen and stuff like that, and have them do his bidding. And he doesn't necessarily have to get physical or have to get involved if he's still, you know, recovering, is what I'm getting at. So,
And I mean, who did you want as the fucking, you know, the fucking devil here? Like Nick Nemeth?
Vince
You want fucking
McMahon.
Dolph Ziggler? You know, fucking CM Punk would have been great if he wasn't signed to WWE. Vince McMahon would be a great thing if he wasn't fucking the Crypt Keeper now with a mustache. You know, fucking Tony Khan, you want to rewrite that history? Okay, that would have been probably all right. You know, fucking Jack
Man.
Perry, like fucking piss in the wind, man.
Britt
This was
Baker.
the right decision. Who?
I said jokingly, I said Britt Baker.
Britt Baker. That was another one I heard. That was Britt Baker pulling the string. That's fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb, because you can't have any interaction. You can't have anybody get even, because, well, MJF probably would actually kick a girl, so that would be actually pretty entertaining.
Well,
But like, you know, like this was the best option, the most intelligent option, the most clear option, and it was the obvious option. It is what it is.
I really I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And everyone, the thing that I think is hilarious, like on seeing on you know, Instagram and Twitter, or X, or whatever the fuck actually it's called, and on Facebook, like people posting the picture of MJF and Adam Cole sitting in the locker room, and like in Adam Cole's locker, the devil mask is hanging, and people are like, man, this kind of storytelling, this is so creative. It's like, man, these subtleties and everything. We picked that shit out real quick, and we're like, like it's I don't know. Like it makes a lot of sense. It's interesting. They're gonna have a really good feud. And I'm excited to see where Cole's, because we've said before, what's the best Adam Cole? That's right, heel Adam Cole. Heel Adam Cole is best Adam Cole. And the devil Adam Cole is going to be a lot of fun.
So my question now is, you reveal Adam Cole to be the devil, and this is not me being begrudging or pessimistic by any means. I'm inquiring, like, what do you think, and how, or like, are they gonna try to get that title on Cole right away because Joe has it? Like, is Joe a part of his group or no?
He is not.
Okay, that was the other thing I wasn't 100% sure about. Again, I was fucking completely tuned out. So yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Like, because if Joe was a part of his fucking group of henchmen or whatever, that would have been kind of weird. As to, like, okay, well, the world champion is essentially answering to somebody else, sort of thing, and that wouldn't have made sense. So that's all well and fine. Like, Adam Cole being
From
the
Adam
devil.
Cole's promo, from Adam Cole's promo on Dynamite, he said that he was going to send Wardlow to get the title, who would then relinquish it back to Adam Cole rightfully whenever he is healthy. To which Wardlow gave a little bit of like a facial expression. So I think there's probably some money there down the line.
I wondered then.
That was the end of my statement. Sorry, I left it on like a ... question mark.
Yeah, I was curious. I was like, did he drop out? Was he done? Yeah, it'd be interesting. Not to like gloss past the stuff with the devil, but it is going to be interesting to see how they use Joe as the AEW World Champ and everything like that moving forward, and the matches that he can have. In this, I'm just gonna say, in the coming year.
I think it'll be good. I think Joe's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not doubting that he'll be good at all or anything like that. Not for a second doubting that. I'm looking forward to seeing, who they line up for him and everything like that. Whether it be a Wardlow or whoever,
It seems like they're also still really leaning into this whole bidding war of 2024, with them having removed MJF from the official roster page on AEW. I mean, I don't think any of us really believe that he's going to WWE. As far as we know, he's already signed his contract with AEW, but it seems like they're still gonna lean into it, though. I mean, would they take him off that official page for any other reason?
I don't know. I think aside from storytelling, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, you never know. Maybe it was reported that he he re-signed, correct?
Yes.
Depends on who you want to believe.
Oh,
well,
really?
But that's go ahead.
Okay, listen, because SRS was like, oh yeah, Cody signed the new deal back in the fall, and Meltzer was like, oh, not so fast there, cowboy. Like, Cody was offered a deal, but hasn't re-signed anything. So who knows who's re-signed where? I'll say this. I don't think that Max would have walked into World's End with the title around his waist had he not signed the new deal.
Okay, so you think
it is rumored that he signed a new deal, and I think that that's the case.
So you think had he not signed, they would have fucking expedited this along even faster.
Right.
Okay.
Is it possible that he signed an extension just to get him through World's End? But I mean,
no.
I guess if you think, like, if that would have actually happened, I'm sure that would have been actually reported somewhere.
And
right?
Again, like, I don't, again, this is a big storyline that took place. There's no chance that he is not signed currently and will not be back because they talked about him on the show on Wednesday, and they wouldn't have mentioned him if he wasn't going to come back. I just like there's no way this storyline would still be continuing if he wasn't going to be around. He's coming back. I would love to see him have a spot in the Rumble, and I've said that a couple times. But to like really sell this, I would love to see him have a shot in the Rumble. I, I don't know what both sides would have to do to get that happening, but I think that would be one of the greatest things in modern wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Good Lord, that would be ridiculous. If the two companies could actually work together and figure that out. Oh man, that'd be wild.
That it would be unprecedented. It would be how much, I mean, there's so much money being left on the table for that not to happen, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't see a world where that doesn't benefit both companies really.
I think you would argue that there's not much payoff
For WWE, yeah.
for WWE, other than like. But the problem is like you can't see would be popping the ratings because like he would be best served as a surprise. So like it's not like you're gonna get more eyes on your PLE.
Right.
And again, it would likely be a one night only thing, and therefore would not translate to other shows. So like and it may be like a thing for thing. Like maybe we see a WWE personality come and show up on Dynamite later this year. Or maybe they land Kenny Omega or whatever like for a match or two. I think
Kenny
that's
Omega
really
on Dynamite.
what I said.
Yeah, you
No,
said
I said a I said a WWE wrestler. I'm sorry, I meant a WWE wrestler on Dynamite or
Ah.
Kenny Omega or on a WWE program.
Oh,
And I and
oh.
I, and I, and I think that that's where the industry should be headed. Is that kind of like crossover capabilities? I don't know that we're there yet.
I think one of the biggest problems you have with that though is now I correct me if I'm wrong. Of all the wrestling companies that are out there, I'm just like the actual like big name ones like WWE, AEW, TNA / Impact, New Japan. We'll just put those the big four out there. WWE is the only one that's an actually public traded company, correct?
Yes.
I mean, we know
They're not
AEW
publicly traded anymore, are they?
No, they're private now. TKO owns them private.
Well, TK. Oh well, yeah,
Well,
yeah. I guess.
Wasn't that part of the whole merger thing? Like they're not a private company anymore,
Well, isn't Endeavor?
or they're not a public company anymore.
Endeavor's publicly traded, is it not? In TKO, like
I don't know.
I'm not sure how all that works.
Looking
I'm
now.
pretty sure. I would imagine there's still that it's all still publicly traded. My point being is that AEW isn't publicly traded.
Yes, Endeavor and TKO are both publicly traded companies.
Okay, that's what I thought. But AEW's not, New Japan's not, TNA's not. So from the business end of things, like I don't know what all the logistics would be, what stuff they'd have to go through and everything like that if they're able to do those sorts of crossovers. And I think that's why you've seen the other companies that aren't publicly traded like AEW and New Japan and TNA Impact having those working relationships. Although, to be fair, WWE kind of had a little bit of a working relationship with New Japan at one point, if I remember correctly. But
Mhm.
Were they? And I can't remember. Were they publicly traded then or no?
I don't recall.
I don't know, but it would be nice, but unfortunately, I think the big thing is it comes down to a lot of dollars and cents, and fucking people really the powers that be, the real powers that be, trying to fucking make it absolutely 100% worth their while, and trying to appease those higher ups. It would be nice.
I
though.
think that I think that the publicly traded aspect has nothing to do with it.
No.
I think it's just egos. Clearly fucking Jamiroquai doesn't think that he needs any help.
Who? I
And
know who Jamiroquai is, but why was he?
Tony Khan with his big stupid hat and his fucking glasses at the
Oh,
presser
okay.
on Saturday.
Sorry, I
Fucking
missed.
Jamiroquai.
I missed
And,
the actual recent reference, but sadly, I knew exactly who you were talking about.
and like, fucking Triple H, Nick Khan, fucking the Ari Emanuel, like, these are big ego folks, who don't want to try and, like, they don't, with all due respect, they don't give a shit about the fans. And I say that with all due respect. Like, yes, obviously they care about the fans, but like, do they really? Like, are they willing to like sacrifice their own egos to try and like give the fans something amazing? Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, but the thing is, like, okay, they do the kind of crossover thing, they do all that stuff. Like, where do they go after that? Like, is it like one of those things that you just have a little run of interacting with each other, and then it's just like Bob's your uncle, let's all go back to our houses?
Freaking Jack Perry versus CM Punk, WrestleMania confirmed.
Oh God. Well, that's it. Not watching Mania.
Uh,
No,
So what's
Tom,
the
you're looking for your
deal, like-
implosion. There it is.
Little side swipe on that. What's the deal with Jack Perry? Are they like kicking him
Is that
to
real
the
glass?
curb? Like,
I don't know, man.
yeah, where
I think. Well, I mean, they fired CM Punk, so it's only fair that they punish him for being a real fucking dickhead. I don't know. Like, reportedly his suspension was over, but they didn't have anything for him. Which is fair because he was last seen losing to Hook. So, like, once you've lost a Hook for the FTW title, like, you don't have much of a foothold on the basis. I'll say it, man. I wanted heel Jack Perry to work, but it didn't.
it felt forced.
And it did. It feels like he wasn't in on it, and I feel like they shot themselves in the foot with it because he was one of the most popular stars.
That's honestly because he had been away for I felt like a long enough time to go like, oh yeah, it's been a while. That's honestly I thought they would have maybe brought him back for that battle royal or whatever. I thought they could have slotted him in there or whatever. Maybe the next big pay-per-view that has whatever insert gimmick battle royal here. They could bring him back into that or something.
I mean, the thing with you know what he needs? He needs that factor of like grizzledness. You know what I mean? To be a heel. Like, heel Jack Perry feels like a little kid dressing up in his dad's like outfit and just being like, I'm a bad guy. And you're like, okay, Jack Perry. I really like real glass. Okay, Jack Perry. That's cool. Good for you.
Can't dress up in his dad's outfit. His dad's dead.
I mean,
okay.
Speaking of dead
screwed,
dads,
so.
I don't know that he wouldn't have been a good fit for Christian stable.
the patriarchy. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, he had to go, and Get on the wrong side of old CM Phil.
He had to go around and, fuck around, and thus he found out.
Fuck around and fill out.
No.
Or it was all a work from the start.
I can talk to you about that. Yeah. The other thing that bears mentioning is Deonna Purrazzo being all elite.
Who is that?
She was formerly in NXT. Very, very, very gifted in the ring. She's been running TNA for like the last 3-4 years. As
Thereabouts.
the Knockouts title holder. She is awesome, and there's a reason that they call her the Virtuosa. So, like, absolutely, it's gonna be a fucking. It's a great fucking fit. A great fucking fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say she did some good work in Impact. That just made me think about what's her face, Trinity or whatever.
Mercedes. Oh,
No,
Both of them.
not
Both of them
ever.
are rumored to be
Trinity's-
coming back.
yeah. Trinity's heading back to WWE. But
Yeah.
by all accounts, and it sounds like that might be happening on the quick. Mercedes. I read, I think on Sunday or so, that she was offered an AEW title or an AEW contract.
Both.
I thought that probably.
Yeah, both.
I thought that she would be the debut on Wednesday night. So the fact that they used Deonna tells me that they're really fucking stacking this women's division. It is going to be the best women's division in the country, unless Tony Khan really, really, really tries to fuck it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
Yeah,
looking,
but-
I'm looking over the women's roster right now, and seeing some names that for AEW that have come from Impact that have been fairly notable from over there. Deonna Purrazzo, Diamante, Kiera Hogan, I believe. Did she not come from Impact
Hogan.
as well?
Yeah.
Matt-
Not to beleaguer Athena and her insane championship run going on right now. Like, they fucking Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, they have all the pieces needed to have fucking banger after banger after banger. I'm here for it. As long as they don't fucking balls it up, I think that everything should be just fine.
So you did say something there, Beef, that has me a little interested, and I do want to do a little speculating since it is Rumble season. Not putting away from AEW.
Who?
But no, not pivoting. Since you did say that they do have such a stacked women's roster and that they're, they have all the talent needed to have the best women's roster out there. What do you think at this point is more appealing for Sasha Banks? Do you think it's more appealing to go to AEW because of the massive talent that they have in the women's division and how good their women's division is going to be? Or do you think it's more appealing to her not only for the fact that Naomi is going back to WWE, but Vince is gone, Triple H is in charge, she was always a Triple H girl, he always did right by her when he could, when freaking Dr. Evil Walt Disney wasn't getting in the way. Is it, I'm tossed at this point on whether she goes to AEW because of the opportunity that she's going to have there and because of how good their women's division is, or does she go back to WWE and maybe is a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble because H is now in charge. She knows she's going to get, she knows he's going to do right by her. What's the most likely outcome in your guys' mind for what happens to her?
I feel like honestly either one, and I'm sure Beef can disagree with me on this. I think either one would be a great option. I think AEW would benefit more than WWE.
AEW itself would benefit from her more than WWE, or she would be more beneficial. It would be more beneficial for her to go to AEW as opposed to WWE.
the second one. I think it would be okay. No, I think AEW would benefit more from Sasha Banks, or sorry, Mercedes
Either way.
going there than she would going back to WWE. I think WWE would be more feel good, and she would be with her, arguably her friends, people she know. You know what I mean? Like I think it would be that. I think it would be more feel good, but I really think that having that strong baseline and having that, having all that in AEW would benefit the women's roster. It would benefit AEW overall. I think she would bring a lot of personality and a lot of really solid legitimacy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Nothing against the current women that are on the roster, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think it's really like the chances are, it really is like a 50-50 toss up. I think it's going to come down to money talks, and whoever's willing to pay her out is going to be the one that gets her. Either way, I won't be disappointed, because the potential for her and the different matchups and stories that they could have for her across the AEW women's roster would be really good. And there are a couple of there's a couple of familiar faces for her, at least there, a la Ruby Soho and Saraya, at least. I don't know that she ever really worked with Toni Storm, did she? I can't recall.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I can't recall. I think that was like she was already like main roster, and Tony was still like NXT or NXT UK at that point. But regardless, there's a lot of potential there for her. And honestly, with WWE, you could easily insert her almost anywhere and make it work as well too, because she has so much history with Charlotte, with Becky, with Bayley right off the bat. Not to mention anybody else that's there that she could work pretty seamlessly with. So I think it really just comes down to where's the money at,
Beef, how do you feel about this?
I'm glad I got to go last. If you believe the rumors, money has already talked. That she was offered a contract from WWE, and it was not where she wanted it to be, so she walked. Money wise. Now,
like very recently?
yep,
Oh,
like within the last week. It was
Yee.
reported that they were kind of far apart on the money line, which is fine. Like, bet on yourself. She knows that she is absolutely one of the top talents in the world. Second only in kayfabe to Charlotte Flair. And like outside of kayfabe, in my opinion, like the number one get. And again, Deonna Purrazzo was great for AEW, but if they could land Mercedes, I think that would be a huge fucking deal. That said, it's fucking Rumble season. Hope springs eternal. Like, of course they're gonna throw out all this, oh well, the money was too far apart, like because they don't want to fucking spoil her return at the Royal Rumble. So, reportedly she's close to signing with AEW. Like, of course they're gonna leak that shit out. So until I see Mercedes on AEW TV, I'm going to believe that she's probably returning at the Royal Rumble. In terms of where should she go, where would she fit, who would benefit the most, you would think AEW would be the choice. But I have seen a lot of amazing names show up to AEW and fizzle or have nothing done with them. Same with WWE. Killer Cross is the number one problem there. But like, guys like Keith Lee who showed up and never really kind of found his footing as of yet. And the list does go on. But My point remains is that now that the women's division is getting very much loaded up, like, is there room for Mercedes? Well, absolutely. Like, if they're not dummies, there's room for Mercedes. But that said, if we look at the WWE roster, is there room for Sasha Banks? You have Rhea Ripley on a tear right now, the longest women's women title holder, and outside of Bianca in quite some time. You have Io and like the Bailey story, like that all kind of transpiring on SmackDown. So like, is there room for her? I don't know, man. Like I think AEW would benefit more. I think that she would benefit more from WWE, but I don't know that there is a place. I mean, obviously there's a place in both places for her, but like right now, it would kind of feel like shoehorning.
Oh. Yeah.
Especially with Jamie Hayter, healing up and eventually coming back at some point. Like, that her and Tony are gonna have some fucking amazing matches when she comes back. And again, like now and I mean now we're gonna be seeing Jade Cargill debut sooner than later. And probably have a huge impact on the WWE women's division. And AEW got young stars like Julia Hart carving out Sky Blue, carving out, and then in NXT you've already got the women of tomorrow, fucking Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez. They're gonna be the business for the next fucking 2 decades.
Don't forget Tiffany
So
Stratton too.
Tiffany, yeah, Tiffy. So like Lyra Valkyria, fucking Brie. So like yeah, like there are there's a lot of irons in the fire right now. So and again, like to me,
Yeah, man.
Sasha Banks, Mercedes Martinez, nope, Mercedes Monet, whatever you want to call her, is like one of the top 5 women, and that's me giving you guys a little bit, top 5 women stars out there right now. So like, absolutely got to make a place for her, but like where?
Right. You brought her name up, and I want to touch on that now. You brought up Jade Cargill. I mean, we haven't. They've kept her off TV and everything, correct? Like since, what, like not Deadline, but whatever the last NXT, big show was or whatever. Was it fucking was it Halloween Havoc that she was?
Halloween. Think it was Halloween Havoc. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've kept her off. They've kept her off TV, which is fine. Like, because you can only have somebody just kind of make appearances without actually debuting and stuff like that. So if they're gonna have her debut soon, I think Rumble is probably the one of like the best spots that they could do that for her. Do you think that we see Jade Cargill in a WrestleMania match this year?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that she probably beats Rhea.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
that's how you build them, man.
I originally thought that we were probably gearing up for Bianca and Jade and Rhea and Raquel, almost kind of like mirroring their NXT run.
Yeah.
But I mean, this makes sense. Like, why not have Jade come out in the Rumble and just kill people wholesale
Yeah.
and win the Rumble and like beat Rhea Ripley? Like again, Rhea, there's nothing to diminish about her title run. It has been long, it has been great, and it has felt both of those things. Dominant. She has been dominant. So I think that you have to absolutely have Jade Hart Cargill beat Rhea.
Yeah.
So if we were picking the Rumble right here and now today, you would put your women's Rumble pick on Jade?
Don't do that to me.
Do it.
I'm doing it. I did
Do
it.
it.
I mean, things obviously changed, but I'm saying, like, if we were picking the Rumble right here and now, and we were on your pick, and you're picking the winner of the women's Rumble, are you picking Jade?
Playoffs. Talking about playoffs.
50-50. Jade or Bailey.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I-
even if Jade doesn't win, are you still seeing her, like, if she's number 2? She's the last one eliminated. Are you seeing her in a WrestleMania match still, even if she doesn't win the Rumble? Like, for the title?
And
Beef Stradamus
Right?
is
probably
stumped.
not. Probably not. Probably not.
Oh.
Because they tend to go about 6 matches per night. We're gonna get Punk Cody. Nope, we're gonna get Punk Rollins. Cody's gonna be facing somebody. Hopefully we get Lesnar going through. Hopefully, and then we'll probably get Rock Roman. You get a tag team title match in there, maybe. You get the Usos facing off against one another. You get 2 women's title matches. We're already up to 8 matches. That leaves 4 on the card, and we haven't even talked about Logan Paul, who will probably face LA Knight. So that's 9.
Is,
I mean,
is Jade not in one of those women title matches, though? If she doesn't
No.
win the Rumble?
If she doesn't win the Rumble, well, okay. So let me double back. It's possible that Bailey were to win the Rumble and face Io, at which point Rhea would be freed up to face
Whoever.
Jade. You know what? I take it back. Jade probably would be there. Jade probably would be there because who else?
Right.
Maybe Nia. I think Nia just beat Becky Lynch clean on Raw.
Ew.
So like
Ew.
they're
Busted
they're
up her lip,
trying
too.
to. Well,
Go ahead.
I know I've said it before, but like it seems like Nia is making it an honest to God attempt, and she's wrestling a style that kind of behooves her. Seeing Rhea Ripley beat Nia would not be the worst thing in the world. But I think that Rhea should face Jade at WrestleMania. But if it's Nia versus Ripley, I wouldn't be shocked, and I think it might turn out okay.
Yeah. I listen.
You mean at Mania? Or
Yeah.
Ugh, that seems so not okay, not trying to be as snarky as I probably could be, but it's just that doesn't have the gravitas like Rhea Ripley does, but man, I just
Listen, I'm gonna say it.
not yet.
I'll say it for you,
Tom,
Poot.
please.
I'll say it for you, Poot. I'll be snarky about it. She's the worst. You could sit here and say Goldberg all day long, and it won't faze me anymore. Nia Jax is the new fucking Goldberg in my eyes. She's the worst.
Is that what you were going to say, Poot?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I like that. Like my thing is, she just even thinking that she, looking and going, okay, she's working a more conservative style to suit who she is and her abilities. That's fine. But the thing for me is I go, well, yeah, but like she just doesn't have the gravitas. I mean, I know she's not like most girls, but
Damn it.
it just doesn't. She just doesn't like Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. Like that's the thing. It's like, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Rhea Ripley versus, I know you're going to hate this, Beef, Charlotte Flair. Like Rhea Ripley versus, the man, Becky Lynch, or, whatever. Like Rhea Ripley versus Bailey. Like these
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. Like they carry weight, and you go, okay, that's a Mania caliber match. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. It just doesn't, she doesn't have it. Even if she gets better in the ring and like she's not hurting people or being cavalier, like she's, being an okay worker. It just doesn't have that weight. It doesn't.
I agree. I would honestly 10 times out of 10 times, I'd rather see Rhea Ripley versus a Charlotte Flair than see a Rhea Ripley versus a Nia Jax. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. She does absolutely nothing. She's about as terrible in general as Natty is terrible at trying to be a heel. And we know how terrible she is at that.
Beef, how do you feel about it?
Wear them cat ears.
Beefy boy.
Beef.
Yeah,
Beef.
I'm probably with Poot. Ripley versus Nia Jax doesn't have the kind of gravitas that you would expect out of a WrestleMania match. And it's possible that they're just gearing up for, her to face Nia at Elimination Chamber. Rhea's, homecoming, as it were. So like that's absolutely possible. I don't know. Like again, like I'm a sucker for second tries, third tries. Like, if somebody's working to better themselves, absolutely I'm going to give them a shot. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree with Poot. Like it definitely doesn't have that that WrestleMania feel to it. I'll say that.
Yeah. I can see that.
I'd just rather see something that like even I would even take if it was Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch and Nia Jax, like a triple threat. You know what I mean? Accentuate the positives, hide the negatives. You know what I mean? It's just more room. Like
she's a great triple threat talent.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Again, well, it goes back to the way that Paul Heyman used to think about ECW with any wrestler. Accentuate the positives, hide or steer away from the negatives. If you have more room, having two other people to like help her along, or to, maybe help her do like more creative things. Like she's a powerhouse, man. You have two people, she can do like like shit brick house powerhouse things. Like it there's also more time for every wrestler involved to like rest. You get what I'm saying?
No, I understand completely. I do.
So I don't know. I think that would probably be the best way to do it. But yeah, I just no. She's not there. I'm not saying she wouldn't ever get there if she keeps on the trajectory that, like a good trajectory. I'm not saying she couldn't get there. I'm saying that she's not there now. And I don't think they have enough time to build her to that for WrestleMania and to make it legitimate.
I agree with that. The more I'm thinking about it though, like, I kind of agree that I think, going back to Jade Cargill, I think we could see, I think we can and will see her in a WrestleMania match. I don't know if it'll necessarily be a title match, and I don't know if it necessarily has to be, but I think you could definitely have her, have her very first WrestleMania match, literally be one of her very first matches in WWE altogether, and have her win, because that'll be something that that they'll use to like build her up and stuff like that, and it'll be something that you hear Michael Cole say on repeat and everything like that. I mean, hell, look at granted, they didn't do as much as they could have with him, arguably, or maybe they did, I don't know, depending on what your opinion is, but fucking look at Fandango whenever he won at WrestleMania. Same thing, but obviously in this case, like they can definitely, they have a little bit more to work with, and they have a lot more options. She's not she's not in like any sort of gimmick or anything like that. So I think we see her at least at the Rumble and Mania, if nothing else.
Now, boys, before we get to Stump the Chumps, again, it's Rumble season, so we're going to play a little game. Everybody ready for a little game?
Games!
It's going to be a little
Always
game.
ready for a game.
Now, we're not going to pontificate. It's not going to be a long, drawn-out spiel. And it's not going to be one of those things where it's like, well, I don't know, give me a second to think about it. No. This is rapid fire. All right? No time to think. No time to pontificate. No time for a long, drawn-out spiel. Quick and by the numbers. Here we go. Poot. Right now, here and now, surprise entrant for the Men's Royal Rumble. Go.
Fuck. I don't know. Dolph Ziggler returns.
Beef, surprise entrant for the Women's Royal Rumble. Go.
Sasha Banks.
Tom, surprise entrant for the Men's Royal Rumble. Go.
Sean Waltman.
Ha ha! Poop, surprise entrant for the Women's Rumble. Go.
Stephanie McMahon.
Beef, surprise entrant, male Rumble. Go.
Jake Paul.
Wow. Tom, whichever gender you didn't pick, because I can't remember because I'm stupid and old. Go.
One of or both of the Bella Twins.
Fucking hell.
That was fun.
I don't think you're wrong, but that one hurt a little bit.
I have reasoning for my male entrant pick. I saw a little something.
Oh.
I saw a little something. I
spoilers.
I don't know if it's
okay.
I don't know how legit it is or not, but
Yeah, he's gonna be the number. That he's gonna be number 6. No, that's not gonna be X-Pac. It's gonna be 6.
no,
that would be
not that he was gonna
At
be
number 6.
Not that he was gonna be number 6. That he was just gonna be in it in general.
That's fun.
Is it?
I was really whenever
the
you
Hurricane
said,
was in it, so
whenever you said Men's Rumble, the two that popped in my head was Dolph Ziggler makes a surprise return, or Scotty Goldman.
You're right. You know what? I apologize. You're right. You're right, Beef. They did the thing that I saw has X-Pac at 6. Yes.
Okay, hot take. I'd rather see the Rumble full of like guys on the roster today and NXT guys.
Agreed. Yeah, I would too.
I don't
full yes, but I always do get a little tickle out of a surprise Rumble entrance, even if it has no shot of winning, even if it's not current, even if this is a one-off.
Ric Flair.
Unless
I'm good with one.
Unless it is somebody that's jumping from another company or even like moonlighting from another company, I don't care. I really could care less about fucking people that were big 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Could be fucking Mr. Kennedy for all I care. That would pop me a little bit. But like, I'm kind of over it. Also, Andrade is probably going to be a surprise return.
Oh,
I hear what you're saying, Beef. I do, and I understand what you're saying and why you're saying it. But part of the fun for me with the Rumble is always is like, okay, is this going to be like a fun one-off? Just to hear that old music, to see them come out, do a hot whamma jamma, for 10, 15 seconds, and then they get eliminated. I know that does take a spot away from like a current person, and I get that. So that there is merit to that argument, but I don't know. I always pop whenever it's a fun surprise entrant. Even if it's just a one-off, I always get a little excited for that. That's always been one of the highlights of the Royal Rumble for me is one of the surprise entrants. My male surprise entrant would be, I can't remember what his name was in WWE, but the chairman, 10, what's that guy's name?
Sean Spears.
Yep.
Yeah.
AKA Ty Dillinger. Was that it? Yeah.
Ty Dillinger, yeah. That I would be
I think he's
pleased to see him back.
I think he's still signed with AEW though, unfortunately. Or
no,
fortunately.
I don't.
Nope.
I think he said his goodbyes.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yep,
he did.
His contract's up.
No, you're right. He is not on their roster.
I'm not gonna lie. I would super pop if we got to the 10th entrant and we heard 10. I would lose my fucking mind.
Oh, that was always a heater in our theme, man.
That was.
I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that
dude.
theme.
That theme, I love that theme. That was my that was one of my get hyped workout themes.
Yep.
Like it just had that, like, that would be awesome. Man, that'd be fucking great.
Beef,
So
speaking
bummed
of great,
because
what?
Ty Dillinger was such a crap gimmick, and Sean Spears was such a great gimmick. And like Sean Spears is a wrestler, it's a great fucking wrestler, and he's got super hype. But Ty Dillinger was such a terrible fucking shtick. Sean
I
Spears
loved
should
it.
have gotten over, and AEW just fucking squandered him, and I'm so sad because he was
Dude,
so much money.
The gimmick of the chairman was super dope, but like, I don't know why, man. The Ty Dillinger gimmick is the right kind of fucking goofy to me.
Dude, the fucking like the faraway shot zooming in on him sitting in a fucking chair with his fucking towel over his head with the red light behind him, just fucking great. I'm so upset at AEW for squandering him.
They're both good for different reasons. I will say that. I like both.
Could he come back to WWE as Sean Spears?
He'd be dumb to do that though.
He might do a one-off. I mean, they might have him just one-off.
Why would he be dumb to come back? Is that his real name, Sean Spears?
His real
No,
name's
it's
Sean
something.
Spears.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is.
I'll find out.
But no, I mean Tom's right. Like he would be dumb to come back as anything but Ty Dillinger for the number 10. Ronnie William Arnelli, Poot.
Really? Really?
Not even close. Not even close, my guy.
Nowhere near Berlin.
I'm sitting. I thought his real name was Sean Spears. Wow. Huh. What do you know?
The more you
Let's put Pat in his place once again.
Poot, I want you to know this is me trying. I thought of a really sick Poot burn, but I did not use it because I value your mental health, my guy.
Let me
I
guess.
love
It
you.
was going to be something along the lines of Michelin stars and other things.
You absolutely nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Yep.
That was actually pissing shit in the bucket of slop.
Well, you're okay. I know
I
you
love you,
take
Poot.
a lot of. I know you take a lot of joy in eating that low hanging fruit. So
I
you
do.
know.
I do.
Go ahead and
He's
go
a
ahead
hungry.
and
He's a
do
hungry
away.
boy.
Yeah,
All right.
he is.
We do have one in the chamber from October from Ryuk, but I want to do this one from Pat because I want to make Pat feel bad.
Jesus.
Do 'em
Not
both.
counting when the company went under or
Dang.
traded hands. How many times has the ECW title been vacated, and who was or were the champion? Not counting when the company went under or traded hands, which I assume means bought.
Right.
So we're pre-merger here. So basically pre-WWE ECW. We're talking about old school ECW.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So for sure, no, not for
Now-
sure. I take it back.
That would that also tie it back into before it was the Extreme Championship Wrestling and whenever it was Eastern Championship Wrestling?
Probably.
Okay.
If you know, include it.
Oof.
When
I mean,
when Shane Douglas changed it from the Eastern Championship Wrestling to the Extreme Wrestling Championship Wrestling title, whatever it is. That was just like a him changing it, right? That wasn't a company change at that point, was it?
Right. And there was no like vacating it, like
Oh yeah, that's right. He just had it and declared it a different name.
right.
So we would still count if the title was active in WWE, ECW, and they vacated it at some point in there, that would still count. Right?
No.
Because it wasn't vacated because of a company folding or company change.
Yeah, you're right. This is a dumbly worded question, Pat.
Jeez, you're all over some Pat tonight.
I mean,
Yeah,
like, tell me I'm
he
wrong,
saved-
though. Like,
he saved all his fucking
specific.
ire for the end of this episode. He
Be-
bottled it all up.
Be fucking specific. Like, in the pre-WWE days, or including whenever it was purchased by WWE, like, don't throw out this shit, like, not counting when the company went under or traded hands. Like, what are we supposed to fucking do with that? I'm assuming that he's including the WWE ECW, but I don't know for fucking sure.
Well, when he said the company changed hands, I assume that means whenever WWE bought it.
Right.
So
but
we could basically.
But it sounds like he's talking about at that specific moment when that happened. Excluding that specific moment when it was bought and WWE scrubbed the plate clean, or whenever they went out of business, whoever was holding it, which I think was Taz. May have been just incredible. Anyway,
No, when they went out of business, it was Rhino, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. That sounds logical.
Yeah, he was the last
Anyway.
like ECW pre-WWE champion.
So we're going to exclude that one because Pat said specifically to exclude that one. And we're going to exclude yeah.
Whenever they deactivated the championship because ECW was done.
Right. That would have been, I think, Bobby Lashley? No, it would not have been. Anyway, well, moving away from that. Okay, so original. When Taz got hurt, was he the champion?
When he broke his neck?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
When he was vacated. See, I know about ECW in retrospect. I wasn't there for it. I didn't live it. I was but a young little poot at that time.
I mean, you were a big Taz fan at that time. Like that you were like the Taz guy.
I was the Taz guy. But see, that's the difference is when it came to wrestling, like when it came to ECW at that time, I liked Taz. I didn't particularly like get into ECW. I was like, I like Taz.
So, Beef, you're gonna have to help me out here. I don't recall, and I'm mostly basing this off of podcasts I've listened to and the history of whatever that ECW DVD was that you had that I watched.
Rise and Fall.
Yeah, I'm mostly basing this off of what I know from that. I don't remember titles vacating in ECW.
Very rare.
Like I watched smatterings of ECW here and there. I never watched pay-per-views, but I don't really remember. Pardon. I don't remember them having like title vacating. I don't remember that being a thing. Like even if people were injured, they dropped the title injured. It was never vacated for an injury. I don't even think it was even vacated for an injury, as far as I know from just my brief history in the National Wrestling Alliance when it was the Eastern Championship title, or in Paul Heyman's iteration of ECW. I might go so far as to say it was never vacated in one of those two.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Ransom on this one. The only thing that I can think that comes close to it, and it's not vacating, it's forfeiting. Like the title wasn't vacant. Literally, there was somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody forfeited the belt to Shane Douglas, and they left ECW. And I wish I could remember exactly who it was, but I remember that I remember that about Shane Douglas and like one of his title reigns, and that was way early on.
But would we consider that vacating?
No, that's
because
what,
they just handed it off to another. What about when? Wait, didn't Taz came back and didn't he beat Mike Awesome for the belt?
Yes.
Did and then he lost to somebody else. He didn't vacate it.
Yeah, he didn't
I
vacate
think he lost
it
to
either.
Rhino.
That was the whole.
Right.
That was the whole. Taz signed with WWF. Fucking Mike Awesome was the ECW champion. Then he signed with WCW, and he threatened to take the belt. So fucking that was like McMahon and Heyman like arranged, fucking behind the scenes for Taz.
A WCW and a WWF wrestler competed for an ECW title.
Yeah. I
100% was on the same thought process, Ransom. I thought he was trying to definitely get us. I don't think that there was a vacating in the OG.
So read the question one more time, because I want to make sure that that I'm 100% clear on what he's asking.
Yeah, it's kind of fucky.
Yeah, it is.
Told you. Not counting when the company went under or traded hands.
Okay, hold that thought. So we're not counting when the company went under as being vacated, because it just went out of business and WWE purchased their assets.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Go on. When WWE ECW shut down, we're not counting that either.
Okay.
How many times has the ECW title been vacated? And who was/were the champion?
Okay, so we in the early days, I'm with Ransom saying that that it was never vacated. But I think he is counting the WWE/ECW title like once it was revived and reestablished. So so now can we all just say that it probably wasn't vacated back in the day? Safe to say.
Did Shane Douglas vacate it? Did Shane Douglas vacate it when he went to WWE?
No.
When you mean like when would that have been? In the mid?
Right, that would have been like early, because that's when he left, right? That he left AEW to go to WWE to be Dean Douglas, right?
I don't remember.
I thought he went to WCW.
He did.
Okay.
No,
it's
okay.
No,
you're right. So my timeline is fucked up. Sorry.
Well, he did. I was gonna say he did both, but I don't think he ever vacated anything. He just probably dropped it to whoever.
The one that I can say that I do remember, and Beef triggered my memory on this when he brought up Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was an ECW champion in WWE, and that's back when the draft happened.
Yep.
and he got drafted to a different show.
And he
So
vacated the belt.
So
Yeah.
he had to vacate the belt because he got drafted to a different show. I don't know who picked it up after Bobby Lashley. Do we need to know that, or just who vacated
Nope.
the belt?
Just who
Who
vacated.
vacated?
So that's one that I know of from hazy memory.
I think that's whenever Vince McMahon declared himself as the ECW champion, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Bobby vacated it, and he was like, "I'm the new ECW," because Vince didn't beat anybody for the ECW championship. He declared himself as the champion.
No,
was that after
no,
Bobby Lashley dropped it?
No, that was before Bobby Lashley vacated. Whenever McMahon
Was it?
held it, yes. It
Mhm.
was there was a back and forth in between. Like Lashley had it, and then McMahon declared himself. McMahon pinned Lashley. There was like some sort of fucky.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a fucky like it was like some sort of handicap or some sort of fucking gimmicky thing.
Did McMahon vacate it?
No.
No, he was beaten, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think, yeah, because it did go back and forth because it was that weird triple threat match with like Vince, Shane, and Umaga. It's when
Mhm.
Umaga was always teaming up with the McMahons.
Yep.
That's how he beat Bobby Lashley, and then I think Bobby Lashley beat it back off of Vince McMahon in like a street fight or a no DQ or
Yep.
Okay,
backstage
okay.
brawl, some kind of goofball match like that.
Yeah. And then whenever Lashley got drafted, then he vacated it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know who picked it up after that. But honestly, I don't know. I don't remember it vacating after that one. And this might be a Pat trying to get you question. It might only have been one vacated one time.
RVD vacated the title.
When?
When?
When he won the WWE title,
No, he didn't.
and then like 2 minutes later got pulled over for being high with Sabu. Didn't they suspend him and take the title away, and they held like a tournament, or they did something different?
No.
Who did he lose to?
Ooh.
Oh shit. I'm trying to
I
think.
don't remember him losing it. I think that's whenever they got the Big Show involved, and I think that was right around Massacre on 34th Street, where they had that the 6-person elimination chamber for the title, and I think the title was vacant at that point, and I think that was from RVD vacating it.
No, RVD didn't vacate it. There was a Big Show. Big Show won it. Big Show won it in a match, but RVD
Against
Extreme Elimination
RVD,
Chamber.
right?
Did he? I thought Big Show won the Extreme Elimination Chamber, and that's how he got it for the first time.
It was. I think it was. No. It was.
That was just an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I mean, if you guys are certain of that, okay, I believe you.
No. When RVD got the ECW championship, when he was doing old Robbie 2 belts there, RVD had won the WWE championship, and Heyman basically like gave RVD the ECW championship, a la like how fucking Bischoff gave Triple H the big gold. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. He did. He awarded it to RVD.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think RVD lost it to Big Show.
Yep.
In some sort of match.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
I think
so.
That sounds about right.
So are we set? We did determine that Bobby Lashley vacated the belt. We could say that Bobby Lashley did.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe. I'm not 110% sure, but I believe that he got drafted to a different brand, and that's what caused him to vacate it.
And I think that's when they made the move to like the big silver title.
Oh yeah, they took away the original ECW.
Oh, that ugly ass.
Yeah.
Belt.
That abomination of a belt.
Yep. That was the final design of it too. God help us. Ugh.
So unfortunate.
So we're not. Are we considering anything where someone when someone left, like short of Bobby Lashley, did anyone leave ECW back in the day? Did they leave ECW and then someone just picks the belt up? Are we considering it that, or are we considering like whenever someone vacates the belt is free, we have matches for it?
That's what vacated is. That literally.
Yeah,
that
the
would
belt
be,
is free. There is no champion.
that is the definition of vacated. like
Well,
a
I'm
vacate.
just, I'm just saying, you know how he can he can be with
No.
Yeah,
But there's
in
a
my
difference.
mind, I see it as like if somebody left and handed off the belt to somebody, there was no like in between. The belt went from person A to person B. At least in my mind, vacating it means it went from person A to nobody, and then from nobody to person B.
That's exactly what vacated
Right.
is. If
Well, I mean, as long as I'm thinking along the same lines as Pat, I don't know if I am.
Well, if he's not thinking along those lines, then he's quite literally wrong. I will fucking fight I will fight the fucking definition of the words for it. I will fight on Beef's behalf. I'm with you on this one, Beef. Fuck him, because
I said, "Oh my!"
There is a difference between forfeited and vacated. Like if Dave
Right.
So
here is the vacate definition. To deprive of an incumbent or occupant to give up the incumbency or occupancy of. So that's fucking dicey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
damn it.
Because in my mind, you're 100% right. Like, if person A hands person B a title, it goes from A to B.
That's not vacated, though.
That's what I think, but there's always a chance that it goes person A vacated person B. Fuck.
Listen, here's my, based off of this definition, this is what I would go by, and I feel like this is what should be the correct answer, and there may be an asterisk next to this fucking result. But if, let's just use our title for example, if Dave forfeited his Cruiserweight Championship to any one of us just because he said, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna participate in the Cruiserweight Open anymore. I'm giving.
Are your innards collapsing over there? You okay, bud?
Fine, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm giving you this title. I forfeit it to you. I give it up. Now, he could forfeit it to us, or he could say, hey, you know what? I'm done. I'm vacating it. Everybody, good luck. That's the difference.
Oh boy. All right, so if we're going off of the line of thinking that the title went from person A to nobody, and then from nobody to person B, I only have one.
Ditto.
And that's Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
If Pat is meaning person A gave up the title to person B, I got nothing. Because that could have happened. That could have happened multiple times for all I know. I don't know. Do with that what you will.
Man, I could have swore not too long ago, last year, we had a question about Mikey Whipwreck, right?
Well, we might have.
And I could have swore that I looked up the ECW title history, and there were like several times where the title was vacated.
Oh, damn.
I can't like say that for fucking certain. And it may have been like the tag titles, I don't remember, but I just remember, I don't know. It all fucking runs together.
I really don't. I don't think that it got vacated back in the day. Like Ransom said, if people were hurt, then they dropped it hurt or whatever and went away. Like, I don't ever personally remember there being a vacation of the title back then. My best guess would be just the one with Bobby Lashley vacating it when he got drafted.
trying to think.
Didn't Shane Douglas do fucky shit back in the day with it? Like, because he was doing his shit-eating heel thing. Wasn't he like always trying to like connive his way into the belt?
He might have. I don't remember if that resulted in the title being vacated at all. It might have.
I'm actually on the opposite end of the spectrum, like the other end of the title history, when it was like fucking like Mark Henry, Matt Hardy, Kane, Chavo Guerrero, CM Punk, like Jack Swagger.
Do you remember any vacating in there? Because I don't know
That's
that
what I'm trying to remember. I think CM Punk lost legit to Chavo. Chavo lost to Kane. Kane lost to Mark Henry, maybe?
I think you're overthinking it. It has nothing to do with it being vacated, though. That's
Right, I'm just trying to get, like...
he's trying to connect the dots to was there
Right.
a vacating in that time span?
Oh, okay. Well,
Because I swear Matt Hardy was champion in there.
Yeah, he was. He was.
yeah.
And I don't know if he would have... Jack Swagger was another one that, like, for whatever reason... I think he might have been the last one.
No, fucking Ezekiel Jackson was.
Ah,
I forgot about that guy.
Exactly. Because
I'm good with Lashley.
Cause literally fucking Ezekiel Jackson won it, and then like fucking and ECW was immediately like discontinued. So it was just like, here you go. Sucks to be you. Just kidding.
Ezekiel Jackson is the champion. Rest
Of
in
no-
peace.
of
ECW.
nothing.
I'm good with going with Lashley, and I'm just saying, like, that's it. That's it. That all. All right. Are we agreed on that?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, I guess.
Pat said, honestly, I thought I had you on the last one, but you again proved me wrong. The only time the title was vacated was by Bobby Lashley due to him being drafted by Raw.
Wow.
There it is.
Ransom,
Bingo
once again.
bango.
Bingo bango, you got dangoed.
Dirty dangoed.
Let's do Ryuk's too. We can do Ryuk's. We can bang that one out.
We can, but first there's some business that I have to take care of.
I'm gonna pee while you give Pat his just desserts.
In letting Pat know
Piss in a cup.
that it brings it brings me no joy. It brings me a little joy. To let you know that once again you tried to get us. You guys talking about the good old days of ECW and the not so good old days of ECW, and you tried, man. Once again you failed. Just like every bum's lot in life is to fail. Pat, you lose, sir. And you get nothing. All right, let's clear the coffer out. We're going to go ahead and take Ryuk's as well. And again, this is from October, so happy Halloween, Ryuk. Oh, and there are 2 answers. Okay. As in, there are 2 emails you sent me. Okay, this is actually a good one. How many
Crap.
WWE pay-per-views only happened once?
Oh.
Shit.
Oh fuck.
Well, there's Great Balls of Fire.
Damn it. That was the
Capital
Mhm.
Punishment. Capital Punishment.
Mm-hmm. Fatal 4-Way.
Fatal 4-Way.
I think only happened once.
Rock Bottom. Are we counting that? Are we counting all the weird in your houses?
Oh my god. There are so many.
Yeah, so Rock Bottom, fucking In Your House, Ground Zero.
Yep. What was the one like Dog's Day or whatever where Davey Smith faced for the title?
Yeah, Dog Days or whatever it was called.
I don't remember the name of
What
that
about
one.
what about
It-
over? Did Over the Edge was that?
Over the Edge.
Yeah.
No. Over the Edge happened twice.
Did it?
Yes, it happened the year
Okay.
before Owen died, and then the year after Owen died.
Okay.
Well, the year that Owen died, I should say.
Yeah.
I know this. Man, I don't. All right, I'm gonna make a tyrannical ruling. Deal with it. We're just gonna say in your house, and that's gonna cover them all
to cover the bases.
because that was the name. And I mean, really,
Wow.
we're not even gonna count that because the name of the show was In Your House, colon,
Whatever it
whatever.
was. Yeah. So in your
Until it wasn't. Until it wasn't. Eventually, towards the end, they stopped that. But that's when they started repeating the names. But if it is In Your House something, disqualified. Like we're not counting it.
Okay.
So
Well,
yes,
there was-
Great Balls of Fire we're gonna keep.
Yep.
Capital Punishment.
Capital Punishment. I think Fatal 4-Way only happened once. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain Fatal 4-Way only happened once.
Stomping Grounds. Do you remember
When was
Stomping
that?
Grounds?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one.
Okay.
Yep.
So that wasn't like a Survivor Series or anything. It was like
Yeah, it was just called Stomping Grounds. Invasion. The one that was the Invasion.
Invasion. Yep, Invasion only happened once. Okay. What about? Are we? Somebody keep track of this. Hold on. Let me open up a doc.
Here, I'll tally it. Go ahead. Start it over. Great Balls of Fire.
Well, we're gonna need. He wants names.
Oh, okay. Oh, he wants the names?
No. I'm sorry. How many pay-per-views? I'm sorry. So he wants a number. Okay.
So Great Balls of
All right.
Fire.
Great Balls of Fire. Capital Punishment.
Yep.
Fatal 4-Way.
Fatal 4-Way.
Yep.
Stomping Ground.
Stomping Ground.
Yep.
Invasion.
Invasion. What about Insurrection?
No, because that wasn't Insurrection they did, I think, twice, didn't they?
Okay.
Yeah. The Greatest Royal Rumble.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
What was the one that was the all-female pay-per-view that was done because of the Saudi show?
Evolution.
Yes, Evolution.
Okay, that's one. Okay,
Did we get Stomping Grounds and Capital Carnage?
we did.
Capital Carnage.
Wait, Stomping Grounds? Hang on. Did we count Stomping Grounds already in this
We did.
this batch?
We did.
Yes.
Okay.
Great Balls of Fire. We counted
You're
that.
right. Capital
Evolution,
Carnage was
we
a
counted
different
that.
one. That was a different one. Capital Carnage.
Yeah.
Capital Carnage and Capital Punishment were two different ones.
Okay.
Because Capital Carnage, I think, was back in like the Attitude Era.
Now, are we counting that like weird fucky one, like way back in the day, the no holds barred?
I mean,
Was it a pay-per-view?
I think it was.
It was a pay per view. It was like a movie / match, but it happened on pay per view.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Well, then
I'm for counting it. What about I have two. Taboo Tuesday, which went on to become Cyber Sunday. I don't know if they ever did another Taboo Tuesday.
I think they did at least
And-
2 of those.
You think? Okay.
I do.
And
I think so.
what do they call it? Tuesday in Texas, where
Tuesday in
Hogan
Texas
beat
was one.
Taker. Yeah, so where Hogan beat Taker.
Okay, so now
what about? Go ahead, Tom.
I have 10 so far then, not counting Taboo Tuesday, but yes, counting Tuesday in Texas.
Wasn't there another one that was like an older one that was like, wasn't it just called like the Wrestling Classic or something?
Yeah, but I think it happened multiple times.
Did it happen multiple times? Tuesday in Texas, though, that one, that's a good one.
What was the
I don't
one-
think.
are we
I don't.
counting
I don't
that
think the
one?
Wrestling Classic happened more than once.
No?
I think there were. I think there were two that were similar. I think it was the Wrestling Classic, and then it was. What was it? The Wrestling Summit.
For both WWF events,
Yeah.
they were pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So we're counting 2 there.
And then we're putting on top of that, we're putting all the Goofy in Your Houses. We're just lumping them together.
No.
No,
Correct.
we're
No.
not.
We're not.
We're not counting them at all because they're all technically the same event. They're all technically in your house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Clash at the Castle, they've done what, twice now?
no,
No,
they've
that's
only done
one.
Clash of the Castle once.
Hold on. Before I'm putting down Clash at the Castle as number 11. Are we counting those the last 2, the Wrestling Classic and the Wrestling Summit?
If Ransom says it, I believe it.
I think those were pay-per-views, and I don't remember them happening more than once.
I know. The Wrestling Classic was one. Was that a precursor or after the first WrestleMania?
It
I
was
don't know.
after.
Was that after? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did
what
we count St. Valentine's Day Massacre?
They did more than one of those, I'm pretty sure. Didn't they? Did they?
I don't remember.
I don't think they did.
All right,
We need to
put
keep
that
track of
one
the
down,
names
too.
so we don't
I am.
confuse ourselves later on. Okay.
Well, yeah,
All
as I
right,
say,
so
I'm
let me-
keeping a number tally. Beef, you keep a name tally, and
Let
hopefully
me
we match.
roll through these because I'm missing some. Great Balls of Fire, Capital Punishment, Capital Carnage, No Holds Barred, Tuesday in Texas, Stomping Ground, the Wrestling Classic, the Wrestling Summit, Fatal 4-Way, Clash of the Castle, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. There was another one that Poot said at the beginning that I'm missing. That came between Great Balls of Fire and Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, the Greatest
uh,
Royal Rumble. The Greatest Royal
Inva-
Rumble.
Invasion,
Yep.
Yeah.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Okay.
So that gives us what, 13? That's what I got so far.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 13.
What
Oh, hey,
was there? What?
what was the one? What was the one that they did over in Japan? Whenever fucking Lesnar faced Finn
That
Balor.
was Beast in the East.
Uh-huh.
That was that
That was
Was
just
that-
a premier house show, wasn't it?
right? I'm trying to think because is it a pay-per-view? I think it was billed as a network special. So like I don't know if you view that as a pay-per-view or not. Like that's the thing. Like this is a very murky question. And like what? So okay, first of all, was Rock Bottom and In Your House?
Yes, In Your House, Rock Bottom.
So we're not counting
Are
it.
you sure? Are you sure?
I am like 99.9% sure.
Okay.
So we're still at 13 then.
Because I think it was one of the last In Your Houses.
I would agree with that.
What about
We got Tuesday in Texas, right?
Yeah, we already got that.
Right.
Mhm.
What about One Night Only?
Nope,
Do you remember?
happened twice.
Because it was. Are you sure?
Wait.
That
No,
was
the
the one
name
where
was-
Shawn Michaels beat
I was thinking of
Davey
One Night
Boy
Stand.
Smith. He beat him for the what was it? The Intercontinental belt? Was it
European.
the Intercontinental belt or the European? Was it the European?
I think so.
I don't remember that show. You said it's One Night Only?
Yeah, because there's an iconic picture of Michaels like doing his pose, and it was like right at the beginning of DX, and he's like
And that-
being snarky, chewing his gum,
Yep.
like
That
you
wasn't-
know.
That wasn't In Your House?
No, I think that was I think that was literally a pay-per-view that happened, if I'm not mistaken,
get the-
overseas.
I get the feeling that this is going to get tossed. and I hate to say it, Ryuk, but I really get the feeling that this question is going to get tossed out because he's probably going to include some in your houses. He's probably going to include some network specials, and there's a lot of gray area here.
I think we've done
Um,
well, though.
We got
Absolutely.
December to Dismember, right?
We
No,
did not.
we
We
did
will
not.
now.
14.
That's what I was thinking about.
Well, technically, can we?
15.
Well, yeah, okay,
15,
okay,
because
50.
one night only.
Wait.
Yeah, let's.
Did we count? Okay, one night only. 15. Got it.
Yeah,
And
let's.
did we get Breaking Point?
Breaking Point.
We did
When
not.
the
Nope.
fuck was that?
That was another one with Fatal 4-Way that I couldn't remember the name of. It was
Jog
based
my
around
memory.
submissions. It was based around submission only matches.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
That one report came out that they were just going to name the pay-per-views what was actually happening in the ring. There was Money in the Bank, Fatal 4-Way, Fastlane, which was all about like weird timed matches, and fucking Breaking Point, which is all about submission matches.
We got Capital Punishment, right?
Yeah.
hmm
And
Yep.
Capital Carnage. So we're up to 16 at the moment.
Shit.
Do you want to call it at 16? Because I think even if he gives us our list, I think we've covered our bases, unless he goes into all the goofy in your houses.
Which again,
We got the Wrestling Classic. That was one that you already said. I'm trying to think back.
Right.
Well, we also said Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday, right?
no.
No. Cyber
Okay.
Sunday happened multiple times, and there was belief that Taboo Tuesday happened at least twice. I have
Okay.
reservations about that. The only thing that gives me pause is that I think it happened once initially, and then it became Cyber Sunday, and I think they actually went back to it and made it a Taboo Tuesday at one point again.
Well, either way,
So I think
either way, I think Taboo Tuesday happened more than once.
Okay.
I agree with
We
whoever
got
initially
one
said
night
that.
only. Good lord, I'm trying to think what other ones were freaking one-offs. There were so freaking many. We got Invasion. We got Stomping Ground. We got Capital Carnage.
Evolution, Greatest Royal Rumble.
We got Evolution. Yeah. We got Great Balls of Fire.
wait. What's Evolution? Oh, the
That was
women's.
the women's.
Oh, I
That was
wasn't
the
counting the
women's
women's.
one.
So that's another one. So that's 1, 2, 3.
I did count that one.
That brings me up to I think 17, maybe more.
No, it should be only 17. If anything, I'm at.
12, 13,
I have
14,
16.
15, 16, 17. 17. I have
Okay.
17.
Okay.
We got Tuesday in Texas. We got One Night Only. Oof.
And One Night Stand was the same name both years, right? They didn't like do anything goofy with it the following year.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, ECW One Night Stand. Yeah.
Right. So that happened more than
I-
once.
Do you guys feel comfortable with 17?
What about New Year's Evolution?
I thought that happened.
I think that happened more than once.
Yeah, I thought that
Okay.
happened at least twice. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely did.
Yeah, there was one in San Juan, and then there was a different one. Okay.
Yeah.
Fatal 4-Way, Capital Punishment. Those were on the list. Invasion was on the list. I keep going back to Invasion. That was on the list.
Wait. There was one that they did that was like a precursor to the Royal Rumble, right? That was like a Battle Royal style. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Are you thinking of what are they called, a bunkhouse jamboree or whatever the fuck?
What?
No, so you're off like in WCW land, but like you fell off the truck and you like rolled for 3 miles. So like we're just gonna ignore that.
Man,
Bunkhouse
you just absolutely love just digging the heel in there. Let's
All right,
see.
buddy. Are we counting
Whatever.
Starcade? That didn't air.
No,
didn't air.
that didn't air, and also it happened twice.
Capital Carnage. We did get that. Man, I can't keep track of what all we got.
What about
Raven.
no. What about NXT events?
We got Invasion.
Oh, for God's sake!
Did they
I
ever
think
happen on pay-per-view, or were they always network?
I mean, again, like, where do you draw the line?
I think we're overthinking it at this point.
Good point. Because wasn't the Greatest Royal Rumble just on the net? What was a network special or a premium live event?
Right. So at that point, should we not just throw that one out too?
Ah,
Same with
wouldn't.
Evolution. Evolution wasn't a pay-per-view. It was a premium live event.
Right.
Premium-
All
We got-
right.
premium
Breaking
live events
points.
are the pay-per-views though now. That's the thing. Like,
That's what I'm saying. So,
You're-
like,
Beef,
at what point?
You're starting to Charlie Day it, man. You're starting
yeah,
you're starting to Pepe
and that's what I'm
Sylvia.
saying.
Dial it back.
I feel like I feel like it's just gonna get tossed. Like we're making a solid effort, but at the end of the day, we're just gonna go. No, you're wrong, Ryu.
Well,
Sorry.
Here's the deal. If we get everything that is on his list plus some, or if we get like, I think we say we did it. I think at this point, no offense, Ryu, no offense to your question or anything, but I think we have successfully curb stomped the hell out of it. In my opinion.
I feel like we didn't miss any, but again, like if we're talking, well, and I mean technically NXT events wouldn't be WWE branded events, just for the record. So, that Beast in the East was absolutely an NXT event that just featured Brock Lesnar,
okay.
which was weird, I know, but
And did we count that or no? We did
No,
not count
we
we
that.
did
didn't.
not. We did not. We did not. So our list currently is Great Balls of Fire, Capital Punishment, Capital Carnage, No Holds Barred, Tuesday in Texas, Stomping Ground, The Wrestling Classic, The Wrestling Summit, Fatal 4-Way, Clash to Castle, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Invasion, Greatest Royal Rumble, One Night Only, December to Dismember, Breaking Point, Evolution.
17.
And we're not counting any
Is-
of the one-off in your house events.
No.
Or NXT events, correct.
No.
Any other pay-per-views that WWE ECW put on by itself? I
Well,
don't think so
now,
because
hold on. Was St. valentine's Day Massacre an in your house? Because if we're not counting in your house, we can't count St. Valentine's Day Massacre then. Because I'm fairly certain that was like right at the end of like the in your houses.
You're right. It absolutely was. We're all right. So we're gonna remove that.
Okay, so we're removing one, so we got 16. And the thing is, he doesn't need the names, he just wants the numbers. So,
Right.
Well, if he's
I
going to
feel-
say there were blank number, and then he better list them.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
show your
we
work.
could arbitrate. He could be like, there are 974. Fuck you guys. Ha 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 ha.
Gotcha. All right. So are we good with that? Does anybody want to add anything else to the number?
I don't know. I think the bunkhouse jamboree sounded like a good idea.
Out.
Bunkhouse Buck. Oh.
Anyway,
Are we
Let's
moving
see.
forward with 16?
Yes, Colonel Parker,
Sure.
do it.
All right.
Oh boy, this is going to be a fucking one.
I'm gonna read the first answer first.
Wait.
Uh,
Why are there
okay.
2 answers to one question?
I don't know, man.
What the fuck
All
is
right,
going
so the first one he said was 5.
Nope. Nope.
I'm going to...
Which was-
Ah!
Capital Punishment, Fatal 4-Way, Great Ball of Fire, Evolution,
Fire.
and Stomping Grounds.
Wrong.
Then he says, correct answer. I'd like to apologize for the last question. I wasn't paying attention to the question and answer that I sent. Hoping this one is better than the last. And again, thanks for being amazing. Thanks for you. We appreciate it. He then updated it to 10.
Still wrong.
Fatal 4-Way, Breaking Point. He does list St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Capital Punishment this Tuesday in Texas. The Wrestling Classic, No Holds Barred, Capital Carnage, Invasion, Great Balls of Fire.
Well,
Did he not list the Greatest Royal Rumble in there?
He did not list Greatest
Well,
Royal Rumble.
well, he should have because he listed
Um,
Evolution, and Evolution and the Greatest Royal Rumble were both network exclusives. So
Nor did he list December to Dismember. or Clash of the Castle.
Yep.
Clash of the Castle was a one-time only. Now, well, all the ones that he listed, were those all like back in the pay-per-view days, or were those premium live event days as well?
Okay, so he doesn't mention Evolution in this one. It says Fatal 4-Way, Breaking Point, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Capital Punishment this Tuesday in Texas, The Wrestling Classic, No Holds Bars, Capital Carnage, Invasion, Great Balls of Fire. December to December.
Go
With-
on.
Yes.
Technically an ECW event.
Was it a WWE CW?
It was. It was after the Fed purchased it, but it was branded as ECW.
Well,
Hmm.
Um.
And St. Valentine's Day Massacre though was in your house,
Right.
and if we're counting in your houses, you would have Rock Bottom, DX, Breakdown.
Let me see about the Stomping Ground, because that's the one that we had that he didn't mention.
There were quite a few that we had that he didn't mention.
yeah.
2019, and it was a paper. I mean, it was pay-per-view premium live event, professional pay-per-view and live streaming event produced by WWE. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use that as the basis to throw the question out. Sorry, Ryuk. It was a good question. It really was, but there was too much gray area here to really, I don't know, boys. Do we want to say that he lost this, or that we're just gonna throw it out?
I would say he was winner by disqualification is us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anybody lost, because
So we're saying a no contest.
Yeah, I'd say a no contest. Dusty finish, time limit draw, whatever you want to call it. Like,
Yeah.
I think we throw it out.
We're
Just
gonna
because,
go. Yeah,
you know.
we're gonna go no contest, because Wrestling Summit absolutely was one as well. I just looked it up. It was absolutely a pay-per-view. So, I mean, and more importantly, we didn't miss any of the ones that he said. We waffled on St. Valentine's Day Massacre, but like, I'm gonna give that to us since it was, Bottom line is no contest. Great question. No contest. Move along.
All right. Am I gonna get a poot?
Boom!
There
Poot.
it is. Poot. I like Ransom's poot.
Hit.
Thank you. All right. Anyway, now, well, that's it. Now my dick's for show, just like before. Anyway, thank you all.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you all very much for listening to P3 Podcast. This is really great. Casual Gaming Dad, Casual Gaming Dad 84, and Casual Gaming Dad's Corner over on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure you join all those things. Thank you to Sean Tischler. Hope you're doing well, Sean. And thank you for working your magic in the independent wrestling in the greater Pennsylvania region. We really appreciate it. Go to goldgaming.com. Get your own P3 Podcast t-shirt. Do it now, you dum-dums. And I was glad I could make it back for this. This was really good. For myself, Poot the Bard, Ransom the Madman, Tiger Bob Tom, and Beef the Legend. Remember, if you ever donated blood, the blood could be in someone's boner right now. Bye, everyone.